Hello and welcome back to another episode of Power Rangers Lore. Today we're going to talk about none other than the noble warrior, Villamax. Now, this whole week we're going to dedicate to special episodes of, I got a list here in my hand, you can hear the paper wrinkle, of honorable heroes. I had been given this little proposition by a friend of mine who is following the channel, and he goes like, I want to know about more of the noble heroes. And so I was like, okay, we'll put a requirement down there. So I've already done a video about Zanaku, and since he's kind of more of an anti-hero, I'm not going to be full on. These guys are full-on villains that redeem themselves in some fashion. Now, most of these ones did die in the end, but this is what's going to be. So this whole week is dedicated to those guys. So, Villamax. Who is he? Where did he come from? And why is he considered an honorable hero? Well, he is a noble warrior. He's first seen on the planet Onyx with his sidekick, Kegler, who is basically just an alien inside of a barrel. He would be seen on the Onyx bar, which doesn't really have a name besides just there, aiding Trakina, who has basically just been kicked off, ran away from her ship, and trying to prove that she can basically live on her own. That doesn't go well. She immediately gets in a bar fight, shows that she has no ability to fight at all, no ability whatsoever to do anything. She even tries to break a glass bottle over the bar end, and it doesn't even break. So he decides to train her as a warrior so she can prove herself, and to show those patrons that she is Trakina and she should be feared. Now, just after everything goes down, Scorpius is mortally wounded by the Rangers and lays dying. Villamax returns to the Scorpion Stinger with Trakina and begins serving her as one of her generals, and very much one of her trusted generals, mainly because they bond over there. Now, he is considered very similar to that of Eclipsor from in Space, and often clashed with his ruthless counterpart, the evil and manipulative Deviant. So, Villamax would do on many different adventures against the Rangers and prove that he's a very noble warrior. He would demand Leo's surrender in exchange for the other Rangers and the Magna Defender. And it kind of shocks Deviant that he keeps his word. He keeps his entire word and releases them after he gets Leo to surrender. Deviant does not like that at all, and kind of is like going, who is this guy? I don't like him. And tries to basically play on Trakina to basically go against him. Doesn't work out. Now, things would change when Deviant and Trakina would merge after a bit, and Trakina's would basically go to a merciless killing machine. Now, she would use suicide bombers, which you can't use anymore for Power Rangers ever since 9/11, but basically, suicide bombers attached to her Singer warriors and attack the civilians of Terra Venture, and basically caused massive amounts of destruction. Now, he was on Terra Venture when the attack happened, and he was completely against it. He even saved a little girl from rubble in the assault, and after that would receive a flower from the little girl in gratitude for doing so. He would stare at the flower and just, it would have a big realization there going how dishonorable she had become, and that basically Trakina has lost her way. He tries to stop her indiscriminate chaos and pays the price, because she's not being reasonable. She doesn't want to deal with any reasonable types of things. She wants to kill the people who supposedly killed her father. Now, they did not kill her father. Well, they did, but the person who set it up there was Deviant. But she didn't know that. So what really happens is she eventually blasts him with her laser gauntlets that she basically took in from the merger with Deviant, and attacks him repeatedly with a sword. Villamax refuses to fight back and eventually is struck down a fatal blow before crushing his flower in front of him. She kind of like steps it. She taunts him. He taught her too well. But in his final words, and I probably like the greatest final words you could ever have to somebody is, "You've learned nothing," and like dissolves into energy. So like I thought that was the most badass way of going out, going, you taught me too well. Did I though? So I'll always leave that self-doubt there. Now, it was really good going on there. Now, Villamax, in his arsenal, would use a sword. His counterpart in Super Sentai uses a pistol, and because he's more like a lone wolf in this part, Villamax in our series has changed, much more more lenient and honorable warrior compared to his other self. I don't know what I just said there. Because of this, they had to record a bunch of new footage going on there. And he had to change things out. They had to make new footage for him because there's gun control issues going on there, so they had to change that footage entirely out and replace it with a sword. Now, on many levels, I said earlier, he's compared to Ecliptor, but Ecliptor was brainwashed. So there is that going on there. He's kind of well-liked. And I don't know what I just said there. That was terrible. In his debut, he seemed to have a motorcycle, which comes from his Sentai counterpart, but is never seen again. And arguably, in the series, he never really needed a motorcycle to do anything because they're in space. And then they would go on to an adventure, but I don't know how he would get there with it. But this is Power Rangers. Now, in the comic book series, he's seen for like a moment, a split second when they go, the Solar Rangers go to Onyx to find some, basically a villain and find some information about the Impelions. I can never remember their name. But they go there. He's seen there, and I think it's Zach asks him, "What are you drinking?" And he starts answering with a drink, and then just walks away abruptly. Now, most people wouldn't recognize him at first, and a friend of mine didn't know he was there, and I said, "Look, there he is." And he goes like, "Oh my God, there he is." So, they have ideas for him. They know what they're doing, so we might see his past. We don't know anything beyond what has been portrayed in the show, but there's a lot that could be happening, and I like that. I like that with, especially going on, the Power Rangers universe. We know he doesn't seem to be one of the people that would work for Dark Spectre. He's too honorable. If he did, he basically was a mercenary. And I could see him work more as a mercenary than anything else. And he's not on SPD's radar. So, I really want to know. We don't even know what alien species is, what his homeworld is. We just know the following. He's a warrior, he's a male, and he's from Lost Galaxy. That's it. So, I don't know. What do you guys think? Do you think he is a good candidate for the first episode of the Redeemable Warriors, who went from mercenary trainer of the main bad of the series, trying to teach the ways of honor, to sacrificing himself just to prove a point that she hasn't gone on and that what she's doing is extremely wrong? Let me know, guys. See you guys soon, and may the power protect you always. Make sure to comment, like, and subscribe at the end of this video. All your likes help me out, and all your watchers do too. Thank you very much, guys. I would really like to discuss with you guys what your topics are. May the power protect you always.